Welcome everybody to today's Random Reviews Pod. Thank you again for joining us. My name is Sarah, and I'll be one of your hosts for today.
And I'm Sheena, the other host for today. Yeah, I'm getting closer to moving, so that's all that I'm doing today.
I'm packing and getting ready. Yeah. When are you actually out?
I will be out of my house on the
So that's not next week.
yeah, well, this week after.
I mean, much do you have to do yet? Do you do a lot?
No, thankfully, I don't have to do a lot. I'm just waiting for my pod to come in so that way I can fill it up and then get rid of all of the stuff.
Like,
Yeah, I just fill it up and then I go.
so then, and then I'll go with you. Then the pod will ship with you then.
Yes, so it'll be really, really, really nice for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, I can't wait for your birthday news and I don't know, so I'm so excited to be playing. It's farther away from me.
Yeah, but it's something new.
Way to do. Yeah, got that. Okay. So we are going to be talking today about slang, about my pop culture spin in the wheel, and I am choosing slang because it's something that affects me every single day of my life, having kids, and I feel genuinely old when I hear them talk. I feel so confused. So I need to discuss this. I mean, slang is actually is really old. I've had no idea, you know, how old slang and slang is and how it actually is. But I was kind of doing some research because I wanted to find out more about slang of today and slang of yesterday. And it's actually, first of all, everyone knows what slang is, and I know that. And I don't want to dumb it down for anybody, but slang is, by definition, informal language that's found in more than in speech songwriting. It's typically restricted to a particular group of people. And when researching this, I found out that slang is actually old. It goes back to like the 1600s.
Oh,
It's like really. Giving a slang, I think of, I don't know, maybe beginning of like the 18th century or 1900s, but I didn't really know that it's back in the 1600s. They used thieves to it, but really any thieves. But I guess thieves and beggars and hustlers, would kind of use their own special language, um, to talk about, their doings and their workings and everything like that. And I guess most of their chants is actually obsolete now, but some of the words that they use are actually still used today in criminal sentences, like around the US and the UK. Words like fence, and fence meaning a guy who buys stolen goods, a person who buys stolen goods. So I thought that was interesting because I never really knew that.
yeah.
But I'm going to focus more on American slang because apparently there is differences between like slangs and places and things like that. And so I'm going to focus on American slang today. American slang is basically it's American history has included slang for a long period of time, and it's really been influenced by the ongoing uh, process of ethnic and social minorities assimilating into mainstream culture. Immigrants, we need them because that's how we get our slang, apparently.
Well,
Um,
I've moved around a lot of places,
yeah,
and, one of the biggest things is always the soda debate. Is it
soda
soda,
versus
pop,
pop
Coke?
is
Yeah,
on
which right, and the funny thing is, like, when somebody asked me out here, "Do I want a pop?" And I was like, "No, excuse me, I do not want to be hit in the face, nor do
or
I want"
toxic
right, or a lollipop.
or a lollipop.
'Cause out
Yeah,
here
soda
out
versus
here, lollipops are called suckers, and so somebody came up and
Mhm.
was like, "Do you want a sucker?" I'm like, "No, I see one right in front of me, though."
Yeah, I remember you saying it to me. I remember you telling me that, like, a long time ago when you first moved out there, you were like, "Yeah, people, like, ask me some pop," and I'm just like, I know I don't wanna, like, a popsicle or a lollipop, I wanna say that. I wanna say, but, yeah, like, I'll go out to eat, but I didn't ask for, like, a soda. Do you have a Coke? And I really don't care if it's Coke or Pepsi, to be honest with you, I don't know. It's the gist of it, so, um but yeah, so I mean, but I mean, a lot of our slang, and I'm saying "our" because I mean, I'm white, right? A lot of white Americans have been kind of borrowing little bits and pieces of African American and Black culture, slang or words to make our own slang. I was like, oh, and actually now we're even, and once again, white Americans, um, just because you and I are white, we're also now taking a little bit from the LGBTQIA plus cultures as well.
Slay.
For words, yeah, say, that, um, apparently drag her is a
Mhm.
word. I've never heard of that one, but drag her is also one that we've kind of borrowed from the LGBTQIA plus culture. It's interesting finding out all these little bits and pieces here. But and then of course, there are these slang words that, and that's it, once again, I'm kind of going into the history of it, but I want to also talk more about some of the different slang words of the decade. Um, some of the slang words that, like you said, snatch. Snatch to me, I had no idea what that meant and doing this research. I was like, snatch. Like I think it's like kissing something. Yeah, I snatched it away from her. But snatch is attractive, perfect, like well put together kind of thing. And I was like,
Like,
and
"She's
of course,
so snatched."
I was like, and that's one of the things that I was like, if someone said, oh, she snatched. I'm like, what do you mean she snatched? Did she cook something? She kidnapped? What does that mean? I have no idea. No idea.
Well, see, and I have been in the alphabet mafia. I've been around well, I mean, I consider myself demisexual,
Mhm.
so it's not that that it's, like, male or female, it's who the person is and intellectually.
Yeah.
So and not to mention, like, when I left the Mormon church yes, I'm calling
Mhm.
it the Mormon church. I lived with a gay man and a bisexual woman, so I learned a lot about
Mm.
it, and RuPaul, I mean, I remember RuPaul from when we were
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
and
Yeah, for sure. And that was actually probably one of my first real introductions, um, and then, of course, it was Sex and the City, where they talked about anything and everything. But, yeah, I mean, so that was interesting too, and then, there's also been slang that's been created in response to events of our time, like going social, which of course means going crazy. But that phrase was created due to a series of changes that were committed by particular group of civil servants. Which I don't really remember because you know that was just like a little bit before my time or my remembrance of things. But and then of course there's like having a meltdown, going nuclear. And I mean that's because of the atomic power. And then you have things that are even older, far out and spacey and moonshot that were from the space race. So you have things like that. And then you have artistic slang that I didn't even really think about before. But Shakespeare himself created so many slang words. And it was fascinating to research this and to read up on this. Like, he created words like hostile and overblown and sanctimonious and dawn and watchdog. And, it was so fascinating to hear all the words that he created in his work from so long ago.
right? Well, one thing definitely is, like, if you look up Victorian times,
Hmm.
they had a lot of their own slang as well. Like, I keep seeing this meme about how tea is used to be called scandal broth, which we should bring back.
Oh my gosh, seriously? What is
Yeah.
the meaning behind, what is did you see like what the meaning behind that was? Scandal broth. Is that what you're
Yeah, scandal, like
like like yeah, like, oh my gosh, like soccer,
yeah, like all the
like,
gossip and
yeah. Is that because they would gossip over tea? Is that why they called it that?
well, yeah, yeah, because, it'd be like, "What's the scandal broth? I'm gonna have
Yeah.
some scandal broth today." It's kind of like
And then
spilled the
like,
tea.
yeah, like a still with tea. Oh my word. Yeah, it's fascinating. And then, of course, you have, like, more recent ones like Warp Speed, Twilight Zone, using Twilight Zone. Oh, it's because of the Twilight Zone into the TV show, and it's like that still. Um, and then there's even there's also ironic slang, which if you think of all of this, so I'm researching and I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh. You have like so many words that follow the negative, have a negative definition but a positive connotation. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's
Oh,
bad. Man,
that's sick.
yeah, okay, wicked, adequate. All these things that have like that negative, the negative definition, but that positive connotation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause like, dope, remember in, like, Dare? They're like, "Don't do dope."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't see no. What was the thing? Don't see don't do because it wasn't like death in the death time god. Like don't do whatever. Um, don't
"Don't
do
do
this.
crack."
I think it was
Yes. Yes, I remember McGruff. Yeah, it was like, now we're gonna have, people be like, but it was like, "Don't do drugs."
yeah.
Something
Don't
along
do
those
drugs.
lines.
Very very creative thing. Very creative ad phrase. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. I'm not
At
promoting
least
drugs.
do responsible,
Yes. Yes.
recreational,
Be
don't do anything
responsible.
that's gonna mess
Be
up your
responsible.
life.
Yeah. Don't screw up your life. Yeah. But yeah, no, I never did that. I like it. Yeah, but it's so funny then I was looking at some of the song words for the decade because I do want to definitely talk about the song words of today. And I feel like we should probably look at some of the song words of history because I think they're fascinating. I never realize how much of what I say, you got this in the 1960s. It's like, I'm so old. And my parents, 'cause, they big Beatles fan and 1960, and these parents never, like, got out of the 60s and 70s. It's like nothing existed for them past that. Some of these words, some of these slang words, like, I'd never even heard of. Like, 1950s, of course, you have a dreamboat and party pooper and square and, the band and toilet. But then you have a back seat bingo. I have never heard of that before. But of
Backseat
course, that
what?
bingo, making out in the backseat of a car. Yeah. And then of course there's Antville, which I've never heard of, or Fat City. Antville is a congested place, and Fat City is a great place to city. And I was like, oh, that's good. I've never heard of that either.
Okay.
But square, the ones who like the stones, so that's sort of good. That's beautiful. And then of course, you go to the 1960s where you have like words like grungy. Grungy? You know that's in the 60s? I was using grungy like when I was a kid.
Oh, but it was cool to be grungy because,
And I
hello,
love
I loved Kurt Cobain.
well, yeah, grunge came into being. Grunge came into a thing. It became like grunge music, grunge, talk, grunge phase. But these grungy is like, oh, that's grungy. Like, oh, that's good. That's groovy, of course, came from that
Mhm.
era. Then you got your 5 finger discount. You got Grody. I love Grody. I remember I see
Oh
Grody.
my gosh, that was so big.
Yeah,
R
you remember
That was
that?
so big, and when I lived in Pennsylvania before we moved, roadie was,
Yeah,
like,
Grody
so.
was the word. Everyone was using Grody. It's like, oh, that's Grody. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's great. It's
Oh
so
my gosh, do you remember Alex? He's just, like, so grody, so no, I will not date him.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's like,
the Valley Girl.
oh yeah, like Brody. Like, yeah, exactly. 5 finger discount. And then there's like some weird ones I'd never heard of, um, like mirror warmer. Mirror. It's a woman. Yeah, of course, this is a 60s remember. She likes to spend a lot of time in front of the mirror, like I can things herself, whatever.
Mm.
She's called a mirror warmer.
Oh.
Yeah. But then you got like lame and oh, I use friends all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so stoked. Yeah, that's the, different cities, and I guess all.
Well, if
Um,
you think about it though, like, our parents were from around the '60s though too. So it is something that we heard on a few things.
I don't really think your parents. I guess really like get into that. But I'm using like Johnny words and stuff, and my mom. Yeah, they were born in the '50s. They're definitely. They're older than your parents did, but they didn't even use a whole lot of time. My dad. He was into the Beatles and everything, but he never really. They weren't like the groovy or
Well, groovy though too, like, when we were in the '90s, we were recycling the '60s as well. So, like
Bell bottoms and, that's the space.
and even, like,
Yeah,
groovy.
arms and the yeah, we were. And I think that's even kind of come back a bit. I mean, I've noticed this too, it seems like generations like recycle each other. Like, I've not seen a recycle, anyone recycling the '80s with a hair. Well, the horrible big glass, but I mean, I feel like, a lot of, generations, also, they've been off of it. I mean, it feels like kind of recycling things. I'm seeing a lot of the holes in the pants again, coming back, and things like that. And the bell bottoms, the big bell bottoms, they had better ways. So not bell bottoms, but
Well, also remember too, we had Austin Powers.
yeah, that's true. True. We have Austin Powers.
Groovy, baby.
It kind of brought everything back. Yeah, oh, as you say. Which brings me into the '70s. Of course, there's that bomb. Oh, that's the bomb. Do you remember that? The bomb.
Yes.
Of course, the bomb. I mean, it can also have other meanings as well. I found out as I got older. But we used to say like the bomb all the time, and that's in the '70s. Bomb. It was cool. Far out, slamming, freaky deaky, the skinny, and of course there's brick house.
Mm.
You know what that means?
She's a brick
How
house.
score as, but then it's like Stan Fox. I had no idea Stan Fox is a woman who's really hot. And I was like, Stan Fox, okay. There's peace loving granola, which is goodbye and positive wishes.
Uh,
I've never heard it. Tag and wagon. Of course only probably stayed in the '70s because it was like one of those '70s bands, they're all decked out, had the bed in the back.
that's
Very
totally what the
typical.
Scooby Mobile was, the mystery
Exactly.
machine.
Tag and wagon. Oh my word. Oh, but, yeah, so it's slamming. Oh my word. We used to say slamming too a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, but I think
Yep,
it was more
slamming
because we started with Pogs too.
and slam books,
Uh,
slam books. Oh, I love
yes.
slam books. Loved them, but I hated them. Whenever you got one, you're like excited for it because you want to see everyone's answers, but then you also had to like write down all of the. And for me,
Oh,
it was just like so annoying. I was like, oh, I'd rather
we
read
didn't
through it. Like, here's Sumo. Like, what is her favorite movie? And what's her favorite distant
see,
show?
we didn't really have slam book, once I moved to Idaho because we were teeny tiny little town.
Really, you guys didn't do slam books at all?
No, no.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, anyways, there's in the '80s then. So you got words like bounce, I gotta leave,
Mhm.
distant, radical. Oh, do you remember that?
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
sweet. Tubular.
Choice. Yeah, choice.
Mm.
One that we used to hear a lot, no doy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's probably part of the reason why I got grounded so much.
Oh, really?
Joy.
Honestly, boy, no. I don't know if you know your homeboy or your homegirl or your
Mhm.
male friend or anything like that. Fight me.
Yo.
I used to love fight me.
Yep.
Fight me was my go-to.
Still
Fight
use
me.
it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't anymore. Because I kind of forgot about it until I was going through this, and I was like, maybe yes, wannabe.
Mhm.
Now, one I had never heard of before, 87. Have you ever heard of that? Say 87 and it's outdated?
No.
Yeah, I was like, say 87.
I just remember L7 losers, so
Yeah, it is good. But, and then of course, there was one that I'd never heard of. It's a Mung, Mung. Mung. It means
no,
disgusting or vile.
no.
Yeah,
Well, I have to be like, "I got a dip. I got a dip." Maybe it's been more recent, though. I don't know.
yeah, I was gonna say because I mean I knew dip of being like oh he's a dip or oh, he's a dip, but like I guess dipstick. I guess that was it for dipstick. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I just didn't hear it being used for anything else. So and then of course as soon as I went into the '90s, I thought of you. Very first word that popped up, I that is so you. That's so you. You oh my god, I don't think I could count how many times I heard you say to me. Oh my word. But, of
I
course,
don't
there's all that in the bag of chips. You don't remember?
I don't.
Seriously?
I
You don't remember
don't.
saying "aight" to me. You know,
I
"Aight."
don't.
That's okay. You're so cool, though. I think, like, I always kinda thought, like, you and your mom, like, were just so cool because, like, you guys, like, you know, like, there's debates, and you guys used to, like I remember, like, you guys, like, taught me the Macarena, in your living room, like, we're dancing the Macarena, you and your mom. Like, I always felt like even, like, though, like, you guys are, you know, obviously a little more conservative due to religion, than I was, uh, I always felt like you and your mom were, like, happening. There's another one happening. I always felt like you guys did it on, like, the safer I mean, like, like I said, my parents, very old school, very, like, you know, 50s, 60s, and my mom's, like, you know, Mennonite background. You know, my dad, you know, small town after that. You know, it's like you and your mom, and you always like, you had, like, the cool terms and the cool music, and you loved, like, New Kids on the Block, and, like, you were, like, very, like, much into, like, what was happening and very much up into, like, the words and the phrases and the slang and the knowledge and the music and
Yeah.
the what's happening, it's cool.
I think that comes from trauma of moving around so much,
Mm.
and also because my mom was pretty young as well.
Yeah, it was, and it was I honestly I don't how it was she, when she had you? If you don't mind me
My
asking.
mom was 19, almost 20.
Okay. Wow, so she really was and she was younger than my parents, but I never really knew how young she was because to me she was a mom, so she was old, quote unquote,
Mhm.
you know, 'cause that's what
Right.
parents are to kids, no matter how old they are. Like, apparently I was born in dinosaur times according to my son, even though my mom was born in 1950, so not really sure how that happened, but, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
My dad was 24 when I was born, and my mom was 19, almost 20.
okay. Yeah, but it's she's really, really young when we were in elementary school. I mean, we were what, we 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and we were dancing to I don't know when, Ace of Base came out, but, she really was young.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I always enjoyed hanging out with her and finding out words like that and music and learning the Macarena. But anyway, so as if this 90s, you know, choice,
Mhm.
as if bling, booyah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, booyah. Oh my gosh. Of course, whatever, my favorite, whatever. I
Mhm.
still say it
Don't
now.
forget the
Whatever.
hands.
Yep, whatever. W, whatever. I don't do the hand so much anymore because that I feel like that was like
Mhm.
stuck. Oh snap.
Yeah.
That's
Or
the worst
psych.
one. Yeah, psych. My bad. My bad.
I
Oh,
still
I
use
was
that one a
so
lot.
yeah, and my friend,
Maybe?
she used to do my bad a lot. I remember like she was in a band, so she was in a bandy, and she would like my bad, my bad, my bad all the time, and I was just like yeah, my bad. Take a chill pill. I
Mhm.
had to laugh when I read that. I was like so old. Then you go to the 2000s, and you got like words like cougar and holla and peep. It's all about peeps is older, but
Yeah. Mhm. I have, because his our friendship has been ride or die, which means it is going the distance.
that's true. I mean, like, distance hasn't killed it. Nothing's killed it. You're right. It's still here. So how many years later? There's a nice like to count, but
Decades. Decades.
yeah. Then you got Jack. Still get Jack.
Mhm.
That's hot. Paris Hilton. My word. It's still
Mhm.
just that's hot. That's
Yeah.
hot. That's hot. And that deadpan like that's hot.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Hot, sick, and then you got, you know, romance. Love that one because my husband has so many romances. They're kind of disturbing. My mom actually thought that he was gay when she first met him. Well, not when she first met him, but she questioned because she had some gay friends. I guess we had a couple of those friends live with us for a little bit, not for long. We had one friend who stayed with us for a little bit. He left his wife and he ended up coming out and he really didn't have a place to go. My friend teacher, he stayed with us like just sleep in the city, you know, we had the prayer the time. He's like, do you mind if you just like sleep in the safe or something until he can, you know, figure out where he's going? And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. And he was a nice guy. Never would have, you know. he guessed, he came out. I was like, "Oh, wow, that's good, and I'm glad that he's able to do that." But never gonna guess. And we stayed with us a little bit, and then we had a friend who lived in Florida who came up and stayed with us because he was gonna find a place up here to live. And I think he ended up actually moving back down to Florida. But he stayed with us for a couple months, and he was also gay. My mom seen me and they said, "Yeah, you gay at all?" And I'm like, "Mom, we're married. What do you mean it's gay?" Okay, I get not that obviously you can't be, 'cause I know that like people who get married all the time do.
Is it because one of the only boys we ever hung out with in elementary school was gay?
No, and that's what I had a very you're a very mean. That's very bit the two that are and that's y'all. So we can't help friends who are gay live with it. I don't understand what my mom so yes, and of course I thought that was absolutely hilarious. She would think that would like be the natural conclusion for her that he must be gay.
Mhm.
I was like, "Really?" 'Cause I was just kinda talking like that to my friends, so it's, just so in love with my friends. Yeah.
I had that. I
Oh,
had an instance like that, and I was just like of course, I was upset at the time,
yeah,
but because, I mean, I was still going to church at the time, so, that was a
yeah,
big no.
that was it. Exactly. And that was even more of a negative because that's how the church brought you up, is that it was more of a negative,
Mhm.
idea. I was like, I wasn't offended either because I really didn't care at the time. I was like, "Yeah, whatever." Yeah, apparently can't so love you things. But, ghosting is also another one I found, of course, the 2000s. That I honestly didn't really learned what it was about a year or 2 ago. I had to look it up. I was like, "What's hearing ghosting?" But,
Because you're married, and you've been married for a while.
yeah,
Unlike the
yeah,
rest of us,
I've
AKA
seen
me, who's been dating.
have had more experience probably with that, so, people can be bad. But, alright, let's go into the alpha slang. This is kind of what I really wanna talk about because I will have my old lady rant about alpha slang because that is what my son speaks, and my daughter, and I don't get it. So, you have alpha and beta male, that I knew kind of what alpha male is and beta male, but apparently that's
Bleh,
more used
bleh.
nowadays. Delulu, which, is like you influence one's own destiny through willpower. I guess it comes from the word delusional, but Delulu. You have Sigma and, or Sigma male, which is a solitary masculine male. Look maxing, which is the practice that involves the variation of skin care, hair care, dietary restrictions, I guess making your look to the max. I don't know. I'm trying to like rationalize what some of these even mean. Like why are we using this to describe this or whatever? Skibidi. I'm not even going with skibidi because that's to me that's a fake word. And by the way, this is my lady begin with the definitions because I can't even comprehend some of these.
I know, I'm skibbity and I'm like, "What? Can you
No,
just"
it's not a word. It's not. It's a
No,
head toilet. Head, no, we're not. We don't even have to use this in everyday speech. Why? Why? It has no meaning. It has no meaning.
right?
Brain rot. You get brain rot, but then there's Italian brain rot, which is different from brain rot. Brain rot is more like low quality. Why waste your time with it? But I get. You know, my grandparents used to say, "Oh, the TV's gonna rot your brain." I get that. I
Mhm.
do. But then you have Italian brain rot. I'm like, yeah,
It's
okay,
weird.
what is this? Like, why Italian brain rot? It's just, there's that's
It's, not the spice.
yeah, it's just and then you have GP, which my husband actually introduced me to. I was like, "Wait, what? You mean like the brand, like Gucci? Like she has a Gucci purse, a Gucci dress?" Or he's like, "Yeah, Gucci means it's all good." I was like, "Uh-huh." Apparently, some of his coworkers use like this phrase, and of course, got lit.
Mhm.
Got bussin', which is incredibly good. Something's incredibly good. You got Riz.
When I first heard when I first heard Riz, I was like, "What? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that is far too close to jizz."
yeah, yeah. I
The other thing the other thing that I heard when I heard Riz is I thought of the Muppets, Rizzo.
Oh my word, yeah. Was it well, Rizzo isn't there also, like, from Greece? Isn't that Rizzo? Isn't she also
Yeah,
in Greece? Rizzo?
yes.
Exactly. It's something that sounds like, how do you come up with Riz? For and that's probably something for a different time, just, like, to look up, like, the root word, like, what was the reasoning behind some of these choices? Because Riz, to me, maybe, like, putting on the Ritz.
Mhm.
I don't know if that is what that's coming from, but, like,
Maybe.
just putting on the Ritz, sprucing up, you're looking nice, you're really fancy, and is that where Riz comes from?
Or
Yeah.
charisma.
Well, it could be that too, charisma. Because, I mean, style, charm, attractiveness, I guess it's all kind of encompassed in one word, but, yeah, so I don't know. And then you got Cap, who needs to lie, and my son tells me, "No cap, no cap, no cap," all the time.
Well, I wonder if that's coming from, like, how we used to be like, "No crap," you
Could
know?
be, I guess, like,
And then we'd be like, "Crap." But, I mean, cap
but, I mean, crap, the crap is like, I don't know, like, I guess it could mean it means like, "Oh, no crap," like, "Oh, no, no kidding." But to me, a crap is like, it means a lie, like, "Oh, keep capping."
Mhm.
I guess it's better than somebody keep scrapping. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
the thing is, like, because way back when I was like, "Oh, yeah," when I didn't use my flavor words of
Mhm.
swearing, when I did the alternates, it would be like, "No
Yeah,
crap, Sherlock."
yeah. But then, I don't know. I mean, I've gotten used to that. And sus, I've gotten used to sus because I've heard that from the association and then that my daughter used to
I
love. And
think that
so
they
similar.
stole it. I think they stole it from me because I have always been like, "That is totally sus." I mean,
So,
even when people are like, you know
if you would have trademarked that, man, think
I
of the
know, right?
I would have. Yeah, yeah. And then there's aura. That I always say aura, and then Syrian's always like, "It's aura, mom, aura." I'm like, "Aura, like, AURA."
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I guess a vibe something goes off. No, I don't get that. It's the aura around you, the aura around you. So if there's bruh, I get called bruh all the time, and I'm like, "I'm mom. I'm not a bruh, I'm mom."
Well, and here's the thing. We used to always say, "Brah, yo, brah, not brah." Remember Zoolander? Yeah, Zoolander.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie. Never seen that movie.
Oh my gosh,
I
I've seen
know.
Zoolander so many times. But yeah, because there's the whole scene where he walks by and he's like, "What's up, brah?" And he's like, "I'm not your bra."
So they have been around, but apparently I guess what Alf is just using it for funsies.
They're
Okay.
just trying to claim it.
No, it's been a while then. It's been a while. Mhm. I don't know. Drip, apparently drip is to be trendy, to
Well,
dress
see,
trendy.
I know that, and I've known that for a while because there is a song called Drip Bisha by Todrick Hall, which is another theme from the Alphabet Mafia as well.
Yeah.
See,
But it,
yeah,
to me, drip has always been a negative, has always had a negative connotation because, oh, you're being a drip. You're being wet. You're a wet blanket. Not very fun.
right,
To me,
yeah.
drip is always negative. So now drip is positive. That really confused me because I was like, "Hey, I'm being a what now? Dripping? What?" Yeah.
Yeah, it was released in 2019.
Okay. And then we got, of course, the Ohio meme. Apparently, Ohio is also now one of their words. And it's often associated with brain rot. And I was like, "God, the people of Ohio really get on. I mean, they're eating the cats and dogs, and now, they're associated with brain rot.
Well, and people
Horrible.
think when I say I currently live in Idaho, they're like, "Oh, where all the corn is." I'm like, "No, it's where all the potatoes are."
Potato.
Oh,
Well, I'll
or
start.
Iowa. So I live in Idaho, Iowa. What? Yat? Gyat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yat. Yeah, girl, your ass thick.
Uh, 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, it says hourglass figure woman, large butt, uh,
E
and I was like, "Wait, how so is it?"
Yat. I just learned this from a friend of mine because
Okay.
I've heard of girl, your ass thick, but I haven't heard of Yat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, once again, I'm showing my age because I don't even know how to pronounce it. Resentful, bitter. I mean, salty. I mean, I know has been like, oh, there's nothing salty, but I mean, apparently that's is there the singing,
Mhm.
by the Alpha Gen, and then there's Phantom Pack, healing seed from a friend. And I had yeah, and I was like, "Really? Do we have to come up with a term to steal food from a friend? Like, is this something we're doing often here? Like,
Didn't
we
know
had
we
to come up
needed
with a word?
that.
Like, you had to come up with a word to say that we're stealing friends a friend's food?" But
Excuse
apparently, I
me.
guess,
No, that is actually usually, is called "Ah," as in, "Ah, don't do that."
yeah, and I'm, like, smacking someone's hand, like, "Excuse me, no, this is my food. I'm just
Stab them
stealing my
with a
food."
fork.
Yeah, but apparently that's from a TikTok video. The guy that started it, whatever, his friend is named Phantom. I don't even know if I'm saying that properly. So I didn't offend anybody. But I guess this TikToker steals his food or something. Or oh no, I guess his friend Phantom steals the food from the TikToker, and that's his tax. Well, I
Mm,
guess for being the biggest. I don't know. It's just stealing the food from the friend, and that's why it's called Phantom tax because that's like I now he's just scared. Don't get it. Oh, it's just
ate. Funny as the first sin that a woman did was that she ate. She cleaned the plate.
it's admiration or praise for someone who did something great.
Yep, you totally ate that all up. You cleaned the plate is another part to that is, because you
I,
left no crumbs.
I,
I totally
I,
get it.
I can see it. It's just once again when I think of ate, I'm thinking, oh, she ate something. Like,
Or remember she, totally ate that, meaning she face planted into something?
maybe that's a maybe okay.
First time I heard it in the context of being something good, I always thought about, "Oh, she totally ate pavement."
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Uh, at first, it didn't, it didn't, occur to me, but I can see that. Then you have goat. That's Steven's favorite. Well, he's the goat. The goat. Like his his
Greatest of all
girlfriend's dad.
time.
Yeah, his girlfriend's dad is the goat. He's like, yes, that's the goat, man.
You're just gonna every time he says that, you should just go, "Bah."
I'm like gonna think of her like Billy Goats. Like seriously, like the horns just like eating people and all that. Um, and then yeah, also one of my favorites is he talks about well, him and Arya, and I just it does a mewing. I love it when she mews. And I have to say, trying to explain mewing to my mom is hilarious. I said to her, I was like, I said, just say it. I said, just do it. Just do it to her, and just do it. And of course, Arya is like, like puts her tongue to her, uses her mouth, and making her, face, or if she's sleeping in the dog, and then she's like, like rubbing the sides of her jaw. She's so cute when she does it. But yeah, I don't know, I don't know the point of it, but it's funny to watch her do it. So yeah, I don't really understand, some of these, and honestly, it was really fun to see. There's a ninja who has learned. I have to get his name, but Michael watching him. This man learns languages like crazy. I mean, he immerses himself in the language, and then he has to go to the country, to the place, where they speak, whether it's slang or whatever, and he will speak their language after only learning it for like several weeks, maybe like a couple months. And it's fascinating to watch. And he went to a high school or a middle school where there are Gen Alpha kids, and he did a whole speech to them in their language, in Gen Alpha language, and it was so fascinating. And of course, at the bottom, he has subtitles, so it'd be older generation. he's a millennial. He's 30 in his 30s. But he said, for my older, homeboys, my older friends, I have to put the subtitles, and I was glad he did because I had no idea what he was saying. But it was fascinating to listen to him, and Siri knew. I had Siri listen to him, and Siri knew what he was saying, and he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" He was loving it. He was loving that this person in his 30s could speak and understand Gen Alpha,
Mm,
and it really is a language. It really is a language of its own.
yeah.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see him. But
Yay!
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, and that's really, I mean, a lot of those words, researching them and finding out. Like, I don't hear like all of them from Syrian. Like, the Lulu was a new one. The that, yeah,
Don't
some
forget
of them.
chuggy.
What's that?
My only assumption is chuggy is, like, somebody who's, like that they're, like, trying too hard is
Yeah.
my best understanding of it because when I've heard it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that look is so chuggy."
Is okay. That's what I didn't see when I was doing my research.
Mm.
Tudu, Tudu or Tudu? Is it
Cheugy,
B or B?
CHEU, C as in cat, CHEUGUY.
You know what? I did find that, but I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I didn't write it down. I do remember seeing that because I was like, "Oh, that's gotta be fake. That's gotta be fake." I don't know what that is. I didn't know how to pronounce it. I didn't know. Yeah, but there's also some apparently. I was looking up Webster. I think it was Webster has slang words that they're looking at. I guess and looking at adding to their dictionary,
Mhm.
and one of them was like almond bomb.
Yeah, I've
It,
heard of that, which
yeah,
is kind of what I grew up with my mom is like, "If you're hungry, here, have a couple of almonds, that's all that you're gonna get."
yeah, a mother who pushes her daughter is what the definition is, to be skinny through diet.
Ye
An all mom is a mother who imposes unhealthy eating habits and harmful expectations about weight and body image onto her children, especially daughters. That's
Mhm.
what the actual definition. And I was like, "Oh, that's lovely, great." But like words like doomer is an extreme pessimist, corrupt, unwanted and unnecessary, considerate stuff. Irk. I asked Kieran about some of these. I'm like, "Kieran, have you ever heard of these?" He's like, "Oh, that's fake, mom. You don't know that such thing." I'm like, "Okay, just because you
Merc?
don't know it doesn't mean, yeah, murk, kill, defeat, dominate, etc.
Yeah, I merked that shit.
A
Yeah.
literary subgenre blending fantasy and romance.
Yes, one of my favorites, like, ACOTAR or, any smut book, mostly.
Okay. Yeah, and then there's baddie. Like body. I mean, baddie I've heard of before, but I mean, baddie is an attractive woman, a stylish woman, a confident woman.
Yeah, all my baddies need to get
Yeah,
together.
I mean, I was like, that's not new though, is it? I mean, bad. I mean, is she badass? I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of what you used to say. So she's badass. You
it's
know,
just
I
shortening it.
I guess.
Mm,
Cafed. Friends with what others think.
no.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different, like, like black art, digital black color art music. Yeah, there's like so many like really weird ones. I guess they're watching. They're up and coming. But yeah, so I definitely found out that I am. Um, I felt really old. Uh, I'm gonna go back to my 60s. So I'll still do my whatever. I think I'm gonna leave Gen Alpha slang to Gen Alphas, and I think I'm just gonna smile and nod because yeah, I
It's
I don't
probably
get it.
for the best.
Yeah, trying to wrap my head around it at this age. Um, because I don't understand I guess the meaning behind it. To me, a lot of it doesn't make sense because
Mhm.
it it's some of it will. I mean, some of it does, and some of it I've learned to understand because of my kids. Yeah, like I just feel like it doesn't really make sense. Like why they choose this word to create this new word, and
Yeah.
I'll
No,
keep my the doors and yes,
I
so
get that.
I love this
So,
fantastic.
I have spun the wheel for you for your next
Okay, okay. What am I doing next?
little drum roll. You got paranormal.
Oh my word! Sweet, awesome. Okay.
So, my episode is next week. We are gonna have to talk some logistics.
Okay.
for the next couple of episodes. So, but my episode is next week, which I am doing some Scottish folklore. Yes, I am obsessed with Scotland.
Yeah.
So,
God, me too. I I would love to actually live and just live in Scotland. Just the beauty of it. I have a whole book of just scenery. Scottish it's Scotland. It's Scottish scenery. Just beautiful.
so yeah. So next week, well, I guess
Yeah.
we will see you all next week. Remember, spay and neuter your pets. Adopt. Don't shop.
And
And
your
some
pet.
men.
Yeah.
Spay and neuter
Yeah.
your pets and some men.
And
Just
some
say
next.
it.
We
So,
know.
yeah. But all right. Well, love
Um,
you guys.
yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Hope you guys learned something. So see ya. Take care. Bye.